must say, Miranda's assignments baffle me sometimes. Now she's trying to interview some monkeys.
Interview monkeys? What on earth for, Uncle Basil?
For one of her stories, of course, but it appears there's a problem. And maybe you can help.
I hope you don't want me to be an interpreter. I don't speak monkey.
No, no. The problem is simply this. The monkeys have disappeared. Miranda's over at Scotland Yard trying to suss it all out. It gives me an idea for this tremendous new book. There's this monkey, you see, in a research lab, and he learns to talk. And one day, he puts on some human clothes and escapes. And he gets hired by the circus as this acrobat, see? And...
Wow, sounds like a great book, all right, Uncle Baz. You'd better get started on it right away. Meanwhile, we'll head on down to Scotland Yard and help Aunt Em find these missing monkeys. I thought Scotland Yard helped solve crimes. I didn't know they help people find lost animals.
Ah, there you are. Basil must have told you the fix I'm in. So glad you came to help.
Sure thing, Aunt Miranda. What's the situation?
You remember Inspector Gage, don't you? He can tell you the facts we've learned thus far. Essentially, it looks like McCavity arranged to steal some monkeys and ruined my interview.
Were you really planning to interview these monkeys, Aunt Miranda?
One of them, yes. Actually, Yum Yum is a chimpanzee, and chimpanzees are apes, not monkeys. Anyway, Yum Yum can speak in sign language. It's really quite remarkable. Yum Yum learned to speak in sign language at an animal study laboratory in the United States. But the laboratory ran out of funds and was forced to sell Yum Yum and its monkeys to an animal testing company in London. I heard about it and thought I'd do a story to publicise Yum Yum's plight. But McCavity must have found out about it too and decided to do something drastic.
All right then. We are missing some animals. 9 howler monkeys and a chimpanzee named Yum Yum. The animals were taken from a lorry, a truck, as they were being transported to an animal care company in London. The driver stopped to fix a flat tyre, left the lorry, and when he came back, the animals were gone. He found a note in the back of the lorry. It's there on the table. It tells us where to recover the monkeys. You can figure out what Leota Park means. Apparently it's another prank by that scoundrel McCavity.
You remember McCavity, don't you? He, or she, is a mystery person who loves to play pranks and baffle Scotland Yard. McCavity likes to make fun of traditional British activities, and he or she is always very protective of animals.
McCavity's schemes haven't hurt anybody yet, but try as we might, we cannot uncover his or her identity. It's terribly frustrating.
Now we need to figure out what Leota Park means. I think it's a place, but if it's a place in London, I've never heard of it.
Oh, I don't think it's a place, Miranda. I suspect it's a person. The person who helped McCavity take those monkeys at approximately 9:21 this morning to get publicity and embarrass Scotland Yard. That's my theory, anyway.
I rang up Basil's dear friend, Mr. Sneed, at the British Museum's library. He may have some information for you. What do you think, Jennifer? Can you help us find Leota Park and the missing monkeys?
It's so strange. There are other words on the page too. Le petit singe, or something like that. Is it French?
Yes, we had it translated. It says the exact same thing in French as it does in English. You'll see some kind of picture writing called Heiroglyphic above the French writing. I expect it also means the same thing, but I don't really know.
Yes, isn't it strange? It reminds me of the Rosetta Stone, the way it has 3 different languages on one tablet. You should look that up, Jennifer. It's in the British Museum. Take a copy of McCavity's note with you.
Aunt Miranda said McCavity's note was like the Rosetta Stone. We can find the real Rosetta Stone here in the main floor gallery, surrounded by other huge carved figures from Egypt.
Rosetta Stone, eh? No thanks. Been looking at her all morning. Can't abide her face any more today.
Her? Isn't the Rosetta Stone that piece of black rock over there?
Why, yes, of course. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the actress Rosetta Stone. She's in a play at the old Vic Theatre, and they had a dress rehearsal all this morning where people were allowed to snap photos. I've been taking photos of her and all the other actors in her plays since sunup. Just got finished. That's quite enough of Rosetta Stone.
An actress named Rosetta Stone?
That's what she calls herself. She's still rehearsing over at the old Vic Theatre. Go on over and have a look. I've got a really lovely snap of Miss Stone as Cleopatra, posing with a woman who plays her attendant. I just came by here to take some more photos of authentic Egyptian artwork. It will make a lovely set.
You know, the note from a cavity is things written in 3 languages, just like the Rosetta Stone. I think we better investigate this Rosetta Stone person, as well as the stone slab here. The guidebook says the Rosetta Stone was the key to deciphering ancient Egyptian writings called hieroglyphics. For over 1,000 years, nobody had any idea how to read all that picture writing found on Egyptian tombs. And they also had very little idea of how the ancient Egyptians lived. Now we know a lot about them because of the Rosetta Stone. Once the stone was found, scholars could look at a word in the Greek message, which they could read, and then see how the same word was spelled in the other sections. It's like cracking a code. Cool! When he was 11 years old, someone showed him some hieroglyphs and told him no one alive could read them. He wanted to be the person to figure them out, so he spent 20 years studying the Rosetta Stone until he finally decoded its secret. In ancient times, Cleopatra was spelled with a K, Cleopatra. What a tragic story! No wonder the name Cleopatra has come down through the ages to us. 2,000 years after she died, Cleopatra is still famous for her beauty and her brains. This way leads to the British Library. It's huge! Aunt Miranda said we could probably find out a lot about Leota Park in the British Library, and that Uncle Basil's friend, Mr. Sneed, would help us. Hi, Mr. Sneed.
Oh, good heavens! Please keep your voices down. This is an institution of higher learning, not a common meeting room. Decorum must be maintained at all times. This is not America, you know. Your Aunt Miranda called, and in a polite, quiet tone of voice, told me what you were researching. I've set out the material right here. Now, if you have any questions, please keep them to yourselves. Good day.
I forgot just how testy Mr. Sneed can be. Let's be quiet and see what he's got for us about Leota Park and missing monkeys. Wow! A book called How to Decipher Hieroglyphs Fast! Mr. Sneed sure thinks of everything. Mr. Sneed's book has a chart that shows which hieroglyph stands for which letter. They call a chart like this a key. There's a copy in your Eagle Eye handbook. Take a look. Here are the hieroglyphs from McCavity's note. Can you use the key in your Eagle Eye handbook to figure out what word the hieroglyphs spell? Take your time, and remember, some hieroglyphs can stand for more than one of our letters.
Got your Eagle Eye handbook? Check the hieroglyphics key and see if you can figure out McCavity's code. Watch your spelling.
You're right. The hieroglyphics read Cleopatra. That's the name that French guy used to unlock the secrets of ancient Egypt. Hopefully we can use it to find those missing monkeys. Let's look up Cleopatra in the phone book. Darn, there's nobody in there by that name. Could be a dead end. Aha! A book on monkeys and apes. First, let's look up howler monkeys. It says here that howlers come from Central and South America. They get their name because of the incredible howling sound they make. Listen to how one of the scientists describes it. The howlers begin with a pumping growl which turns into a booming howl, then changes into a roar or series of roars. Sometimes the howl will trail off into a tangle of sounds like many jaguars fighting. It's one of nature's most incredible sounds. Now let's look up chimpanzees. They are apes that live in the tall forests of Africa. Wait, there's a section in here about apes that know sign language. It's amazing, isn't it? But then lots of animals use language of some sort to communicate. This is just a case of an animal who has learned to use another language, one we can understand. A phone book. Maybe Leota Park is somebody's name. Let's look it up under P. Here it is. Park Leota. It gives an address at the University of London. We'll have to go check this out. Maybe this is the person who helped steal those monkeys this morning. First, let's look up Leota Park on the map of London. The index will let us know if there's one anywhere in the city. Nothing. Now let's look up Leota Park on the map of England. The index will let us know if there's one anywhere in the area. Still nothing. Last, let's look it up in the World Atlas. If there's a Leota Park anywhere in the world, it should be listed in the index in the back. The index of an atlas is called a gazetteer. Nothing. Whatever Leota Park is, it doesn't seem to be a place. The woman here is Leota Park. Excuse us for bothering you, but we found your name very interesting.
Yes, it is. It's actually an anagram. That's a kind of puzzle where you mix up the letters of something to spell something else. My parents loved puzzles.
Miss Park, we're private detectives on a case. Some monkeys have disappeared, and we were wondering if you knew anything about it.
Monkeys? You mean like animals in a research lab? I think it's terrible that so many animals are made to suffer in lab experiments. If somebody rescued some of those monkeys, who's all for them? But I won't give you any information about it. Not one clue. Goodbye.
Sheesh, guess I pushed her button, eh? She really feels strongly about how people treat animals. She sure would have a motive to steal those monkeys. But what else did she say? She said her name is an anagram. If you rearrange the letters of Leota Park, what does it spell? Try it out. It spells Cleopatra. There's a booklet here from the old Vic Theatre. It tells all about the play that's showing there right now. The play is called Antony and Cleopatra. It was written by William Shakespeare. Look, Leota Park is in that play. She is the attendant to Cleopatra, Queen of Egypt. A note here says there was a dress rehearsal this morning at the old Vic. Mr. Foscora was going to take photos of the play as they rehearsed it. I wonder, was Leota Park at that rehearsal, or was she busy doing something else, like stealing those monkeys? Looks like rehearsal's done for the day.
Good day, children. My name is Rosetta Stone. Are you interested in the theatre? If so, you simply must come see our play.
We heard there was a dress rehearsal this morning. I guess we missed it.
Yes, but you can catch another performance later today. I play one of the title roles, you know.
Oh, really? Which one?
Well, our play is Antony and Cleopatra. So I, naturally, play the tragically beautiful Cleopatra, Queen of Egypt, Jewel of the Nile.
So you are Cleopatra? Wow. There's Uncle Basil and Nigel's friend Gordon. Gordon is really into Egyptology, the study of Egypt's past. Let's show him those hieroglyphics we deciphered.
Well then, Jennifer, how are the investigations going? Did you find out how Miranda planned to interview those animals?
Yes, Uncle Baz. One of them knows sign language.
Right. I heard all about it on the radio. It's a chimpanzee named Yum Yum. And now everyone's getting all riled up about it. People are wondering who is going to buy Yum Yum and the other monkeys. It should be a really big story for Mum. I hope you two can help her find Yum Yum and the monkeys. After all this publicity, the city will make sure they find a good home.
Ah, hieroglyphics. And you've deciphered them already. Let me have a stab at them and see if I get the same answer you did. First, I see the hieroglyphs are enclosed in that oval capsule called a cartouche. That means it's probably the name of some important person. The Egyptians often put the names of their kings and queens inside cartouches. I should have known this one right off the bat. It's quite a famous hieroglyphic, actually. The one for the Queen of the Nile, Cleopatra.
Hey, I remember an old pet store on Quaint Street called the Cleopatra.
Yes, but that was spelt the modern way, beginning with a C. The hieroglyphics spell Cleopatra the ancient way, with a K, Cleopatra.
Anyhow, Nigel, we'll check it out. And we'll be on the lookout for Cleopatra. Come on, let's go. That must be the old shop. It looks like it's all closed up. But wait, someone's painting a new sign on it. Excuse me, sir. I see you're painting the name The Cleopatra on the shop sign. What kind of shop is it?
Don't know, Lassie. It's all boarded up. I can't see in. But the man who hired me said it would be opening soon, so he wanted the front to look nice. Cleopatra with a K, he says to me. So I says, yes, sir.
What's that noise? It's coming from inside the shop.
Don't know, Lassie. I hear it from time to time in there. Strangest noise I ever heard. First it starts off with a growling noise. Then it turns into this weird howling. Then it becomes this loud, loud roar. Very strange indeed.
Let's do it. Pick out the clues that show which Cleopatra is the key to recovering the monkeys. Yes. Now pick out the Cleopatra that will bring back the monkeys. You got it! The missing monkeys are at the shop named Cleopatra. We figured out that both McCavity's hieroglyphics and the mystery name Leota Park were puzzles with the same solution. Cleopatra. But which Cleopatra or Cleopatra did McCavity mean? McCavity might have meant the actress Rosetta Stone, who plays Cleopatra in the play at the old Vic Theatre. Or McCavity might have meant the actress Leota Park, whose name is an anagram for Cleopatra, and who is also in the play Antony and Cleopatra. But Mr. Frescora told us he took a photo of Miss Stone and her attendant Miss Park at their dress rehearsal this morning. Neither of them could have taken the monkeys. When we visited the shop Cleopatra, we heard a funny noise from inside. It was exactly the kind of noise that we learned howler monkeys make. The cavity had hidden the monkeys in that old shop.